Hi, well, I shouldn't laugh because these things are really tough. So what's going on right now in Ukraine? Well, in order to understand what's going on in Ukraine, let's go back a little bit, not only to the Soviet Union, but before the Soviet Union. See, because you have Russia and the Soviet Union and they have Russia again. So the old Russia, the Czars, the Russia of the Czars, they control a vast part of the world. But interestingly, they didn't project, for example, because all the European countries, France, England, even the Netherlands, they went all over the world. They did. But not the Russians. They stay well because they have a they have a lot of land to take care eastwards. So they did. The Czars, and I forgot all this, Katerina, and a bunch of stuff. Now what happened? 1905, because it's two Russian revolutions. Excuse me. No, tell the guy from the Boston Public Library that Wagner read history. You got it? Tell him. There was two Russian revolutions. One, 1905, which was against the Czars. And then the 1917 revolution is different because the Bolsheviks, that you had the Bolsheviks, you had Lenin, interestingly, Russia has very fascinating history because, and I read the whole thing. See, it is the guy I read, and one of ¿cómo se dice? Lugarteniente, uh, uh, um, close companion to Lenin was Trotsky, Leon Trotsky. Now, I read Trotsky that you wouldn't believe. As a matter of fact, well, he wrote two tomes this week. I read the whole thing from beginning to end. Both. I read the whole book, the two books. I don't get tired of reading. I read and read and read and read. So Leon Trotsky explains very, very interestingly. No, but it's not in that book. That's a history. That's a book about history. But in addition to that, he wrote two other books that are very, very fascinating. And one of them is called Permanent Revolution, La Revolución Permanente, Trotsky. Nosotros, güey, trotskista, todo el mundo Permanent Revolution. Now, Trotsky in that book, because, well, now, okay, now we have to go back not only to, no history, we go to philosophy, okay? Because Lenin, particularly, the leader, he was based in Marx and Engels. So Marx and Engels, not gonna tell you again. I had to tell you again, history again, history of ideas, because Marx and Engels because in the 1840s Europe was a a lot of no. Listen to this. This is very important because where this was happening in Europe in the 1840s, what was happening in Russia? Okay, no, Russia. Very interesting, and this Trotsky, I read by Trotsky. I don't know other sources, but Trotsky explains that the Russia it was developing capitalism, and it has some of the biggest factories in Europe, that part of Europe, because if you look at the map, Russia is not only Europe, but it's also Asia, part of Asia, goes over there. But the European part of Russia had biggest factories in Europe, and then very interestingly, Trotsky develops this theory that he calls Let me see if I, because I read it in Spanish. En español se llama Desarrollo Desigual y Combinado. I never heard it in English because people here, they don't read. What are they going to read? They don't. But they don't. That's why they kick me out. They kick me out of the Boston Public Library because I read too much. That's why. So listen, desarrollo desigual y combinado. What's that in English? Unequal, unequal desarrollo desigual y combinado. Unequal and uneven development, something like that. Unequal and uneven development. I think that's how Trotsky was a very, very brilliant person. That's how he characterized the economic development, the economic and social development of Russia back then. Talking about late 1800s, early 1900s, right? Yeah, because the first revolution took place in 1905. So talking before that, which is 18th century. And Russia had one of the biggest factories in Europe, right? But at the same time, they've been a very, very backwards, underdeveloped country. So you had to understand the things before you bullshit. You have to understand. I do, because I study all my life. So anyway, well, no, if we didn't, we get kicked out. And my mother retired as a librarian. So come on. So anyway, what happened? Okay, late 1800s, Russia had this kind of development that Trotsky characterizes as unequal, desigual y combinado, unequal and combined. That's how Trotsky characterized the capitalist development of Russia. Unequal and combined. Imagine, desigual y combinado. Meaning that like in England, for example, because England was developed, France wasn't France didn't cut up until later. That's a different story. No, England is England develops the Industrial Revolution, and Russia did also simultaneously. However, apparently, for what I read, the development in England, right? The British Isles. I mean, we talk about England, who? Because it's not who you talking about? Wait, talking about Ireland and Scotland and the United Kingdom, the UK. But I don't know exactly. But they say, well, the Industrial Revolution took place in England, but apparently Russia also got hold of it. But however, but now we're talking the 1900s, right? And Turkish in Russia was because I don't know. I mean, but the English too, even today, the monarchy. The French got rid of the monarchy. Catch your head. And the English today, oh, the Queen, oh, the Queen and the Princess, oh, the Prince Charles, oh, King and the Queen. The English today. All right, all right. All of this to get the background, right? Because if you want to understand what's going on in Europe to begin with, you have to understand the background, what's going on in Russia. And well, okay, I'm just beginning to tell you the history, well, of the Soviet Union. Okay, so 1905 was a revolution against the Czars. I think, as what I read, read by Lenin, and Trotsky and people like that, and they said that it was a revolution against the monarchy, similar to the French Revolution, a revolution against the monarchy. And the monarchy was the Czars in Russia back then. Yeah, in the early 1900s, actually. It began from before, but in 1905, that's when it happened. And then what happened is that you have different parts of society organizing political parties. And one of those political parties eventually became the Bolsheviks. Bolsheviks, you know what I mean? I think it means because it was the Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks. Menchevita y Bolchevita. No. And I forgot. Oh yeah, now I remember. The Bolsheviks was the majority, and the Mensheviks were the minority. And they keep fighting. They kept fighting, and then happened World War One, 1914, and that's what really precipitated the, the Russian the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. Because what happened is people were dying, massively dying. The Russian people were boom, dying, boom, in World War One, World War One, bang, 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 bang. And they started organizing. You know what Soviet means, by the way? Do you know what Soviet means? How would you know? Soviet means a council of soldiers, peasants, and workers. That was Soviet meant, right? Oh, you didn't know? You didn't know what Soviet meant? Soviet is a council. We get together during the war, the First World War, 1914. We went on, it carried on, 1914, 1915, 17, 18, yeah. And the people, the Russian people, died massively. And they began organizing councils, and they call them Soviets. So a Soviet is a council of peasants, workers, and soldiers. Got it? That's a Soviet. Oh, you didn't know that? I repeat, a Soviet is a council. It's a meeting, an organization. Peasants, soldiers, and workers. Huh? Hey, go back to the library and fire the librarian. Fire the librarian because he's an asshole. He had no idea what I'm talking about. No idea. Ask this guy if he knows what a Soviet is. No, the Soviet Union. No, explain the origin, how it began, and what happened during World War One, right? And what happened before, as I told you. So fire that guy, David Leonard. He's an idiot. Fire him. End of the story. Bye.